Hey, it's Jason Cochran from AOL. I'm here with two guys who have just gone around the world with no cash whatsoever. It's Jeff Schroeder. Jeff, welcome back.
Thank you very much, man.
And this is Zsolt Luka. Hey, how are you?
Thank you, man. Yeah. Very nice to meet you.
So you guys just got back into New York after how many days away?
This is 105, right, Z? Day 105.
And when did you get here?
We got here yesterday.
Yeah.
So spent one night here and first day.
So you guys have been gone since July. How many countries have you hit?
Z.
13 countries and around 30,000 miles on 3 continents.
All without money, though. I mean, I don't understand how this is possible. How'd it work?
Basically, the online audience is my guide. It's cbs.com/world is the people that people wrote into that website. So that was my guide, and I had AT&T as a sponsor, and they were my phone. You know, so I was always connected. Almost always connected. Not a couple times I got stuck, but they would write in suggestions. I'd say, hey guys, you know, I'm in Cambodia, where do I go next? And people would write in, hey, come to Laos. From Laos, where do I go next? Come to Thailand, and that so on around the whole planet.
This wasn't some stunt. I mean, I really followed your guys' adventures. Why did you think it was important to do this? You seem to have a real specific point of view about it.
Well, this is the second season, actually. Z went around one time before, so it's his kind of creation, and he could go more on that.
Yeah, I mean, we founded the show to show that there's a lot of kindness and positive vibes out there. We call it the ultimate trip in humanity, and I think it really is like that.
Yeah, you guys didn't just do this to mooch off people. That was, in fact, the opposite of the point. A lot of the times, you would need to ask for something, and you wouldn't feel good about asking. I remember watching in Laos. You had a hard moment.
Right, yeah, I got stuck in Laos. I mean, I needed $17, and $17 in Laos is a month's salary, and I did not sign up for the show to beg or, you know, borrow a little bit, but beg was not on my calendar. You know, I didn't want to calendar. What is that? So, so I didn't want to beg at all. You know, so that was my trying time. I think the most trying time was in Laos, but no danger we were in at all. Never feared for our lives at all. And
do people ask you that a lot?
You know,
because on just it's a random chance. You know, on season 1 we happened to walk into a war zone completely randomly in Kenya. This time we didn't have such an occasion, but it's up, you know, that's a roll of the dice, really.
Yeah, but the money thing, though, what did you learn about other people and their relationship with their possessions compared to the way Americans are?
You know what? Other people's possessions, they're grateful for everything that they have, especially overseas in some of the places that we're at. They didn't have anything, and they were grateful for what they had. You know, I mean, I saw a lot of things on this trip, and it made me really open my eyes to my life. Like, things are not even close to bad. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to think back to some of the places I was at and be like, man, things could be a lot worse, and yet they're still happy, you know? You
had a language barrier almost everywhere you went, too. How'd you get past that?
Z speaks a lot of languages. He could get by in a lot, so he was a big help having me, and you know, being the hand gesture guy that I am, that helped me a lot, you know?
Yeah, he did very well with the hand gestures. We managed with some overlapping languages, and yeah, just, I mean, a smile and a wave goes a long way. That's another motto that we have.
Yeah, you guys were really open to learning about other people. You pitched in and some charities along the way, which I imagine was part of the point as well, right?
Right. I mean, to give back, everyone was giving me so much throughout the whole journey. I mean, I depended on the audience for 100% of my living, you know? So to give back at any point during the trip was, you know, great for me, because then I didn't feel like such a a-hole, you know what I mean?
Right. But you're lucky that, you know, you got a little bit of background. You've been on The Amazing Race, you've been on Big Brother, where you were audience favorite, so when you go online and say, hey, can anyone help me, you got a support base out there. Someone who doesn't have that, who wants to see the world, doesn't have much money at all to spend, what do you recommend they do?
Well, I think that actually, just like with the generosity and the support of people, we can almost say it was universal. Like, even from the poorest people, who, like, for the guy who lived in the slums, opened his home to us and gave us a coffee, to someone putting us up in a palace almost. And everyone's willing to share, and everyone's willing to give. So, I mean, I think even if you're not a Jeff Schroeder with 50,000 Twitter followers, I think people could still, you will be surprised when you go and honestly approach someone and ask for a home or a help, and you will get a positive response. We believe that.
I would just, I want to follow that, because there was not one negative response, and I'm not even saying that. There was not one negative time where I'm like, could I borrow this, or could I use this, could I sleep here? Always yes, 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 yes. Even with the language barrier, not knowing who I was, not like I'm a big deal or anything, people tend to jump to conclusions that people around the world or in general are just not giving and not caring. Everyone out there, not one single person had a negative thing to say. They were willing to put us up, willing to feed us, willing to clothe us. All positive.
Yeah, gave you keys to their house and then left.
Absolutely. I mean,
more than once.
More on a couple occasions. That happened plenty of times where they're like, didn't even know them. didn't even know who they were. Here's the keys, not even speaking a language. Lock up at the end. Okay, just trusting. It's like, it blows your mind.
So last year, the first season, I think it aired on one of the cable channels. Is there any chance that this season will be shown on TV as well as on the web, as it's already been?
We are definitely hoping for that, but it's really in CBS's court. They own the footage. They acquired those rights. So, you know, the powers that be will decide that. And maybe it'll be a 2-hour special or several hour specials. I don't think it's going to be a multi-part, like a 10-episode series like the first one, but who knows? We're hopeful.
You guys have done a lot to teach people that you don't have to be afraid to travel. You don't have to be afraid that you don't have money, keep you from doing things. And then one thing that really got you through this, I think, is your gratitude. You're really good at gratitude, aren't you?
I guess.
Yeah.
Not really. Get out of here.
You said thank you so many times.
Oh, thank you, and amazing. Didn't you write that article? Did you write that article?
I did. I wrote something.
That was a really nice article, by the way. But
See, he says thank you right away.
Yeah, well, for real, it was. Thank you. That was a great article. I know I keep saying that, but you hit it right on the head. My word for the trip to describe everything was amazing. I think you put that in the article, and it was a joke like the rest of the trip. Like, Jeff, what do you think this is? Amazing? I'm like, what am I supposed to say? You know what I mean? Well, I'm drifting. Well,
I have a friend who says that the reason you write a thank you note is not necessarily because you're thankful, but because sometimes you want to get from extra stuff later on down the road. You're pretty good at that.
Well, I guess it worked for me, whatever I was doing. So I got around the whole globe. I'm back in New York City, and whatever I did worked, especially with the help of these guys. You know, our other guys not there, but without these guys, I would have never even came close to looking the way I did or getting around. So,
well, congratulations, by the way. You taught people a lot of really great lessons that they can carry on with them and travel on their own, whether or not they have money or not. You did a great job.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back, guys.
Appreciate it.
You're back safe.
Thanks.
This is Jason Cochran for AOL.